I expect, based on the last two sentences of his folding uh, message yesterday, that he's going to try to prove that he was right, which means that every Floridian needs to be on guard, that he's going to come back with this chip on his shoulder, with vengeance, and he's going to want to prove to the whole nation that what he was doing here in Florida was right. So I don't know exactly which policy perspectives he's going to be pushing during this legislative session, but this is a call to action for every Floridian in our state. He's taken us into such an extreme direction already. And unfortunately, while he is off and will never be president of the United States, we unfortunately have to deal with him here.
The party's been chipping away at Republicans, their supermajority over the last few months, and back Florida. It seems like you guys got some steam out of DeSantis dropping out yesterday. Why is that? Why do you see that as a benefit for the state?
Because it exposes him to what we all have been talking about for the last 5 years. That when he took this, we're going to make America Florida agenda across the country, and it was rejected. It was rejected hard. This was the most expensive presidential primary in American history, spending close to $6,900 per vote to go to 99 counties and not get close to one of them, and coming back here only having secured 20 points. So all of this that he has done to our state was for those 20 points. And so what we as Florida Democrats are reminding not just Floridians but the entire country is that we have been on those front lines. We have been sitting here and getting arrested. We have been protesting all over our state, making sure that people understand that we have book bans in our country, in our state, that just a few counties over banned a dictionary 2 weeks ago. And so showing what the rest of the nation rejected and how Florida Democrats have been right on the issue, standing up against this authoritarian dictatorship of Ron DeSantis and the Republican Party, that shows that we are right on this, that we're going to continue to fight back, and the people are always going to be first and foremost our priority as we go into the 24 election. The language. I mean, the pure language of this piece of legislation is gray at best, but very directive. We know exactly what their intent is. Their intent is to be able to skirt around the current laws and to go even further on to their whole concept that abortions should be outlawed completely, and creating this cause of action to extend it to go after doctors, even though this is something for people to remember. Ron DeSantis on the campaign trail said the 6-week abortion ban wasn't intended to go after doctors. And Leader Book has filed a bill to protect doctors and women. And unfortunately, we are seeing in this bill the exact opposite of even his own campaign promise.
At least House Speaker Renner has said that he wouldn't consider that sort of legislation. I'm curious why you believe that, and if you think that total ban might, view that total ban as just a step too far.
He's coming home. We don't know what's on his agenda. And with these bills looming out there, including this all-out abortion ban, that if Ron DeSantis believes that will help him in whatever he does next, he's going to push. And so as we've also seen, it's not like they've stood up to him. And so every single time that he's wanted an agenda item, if he wanted a policy, they gave it to him. So if he comes back with this trying to prove himself correct, I don't think that anything that they have said in opening days of session or the smoke signals that they have put out there in regards to certain pieces of legislation is going to have the same weight as when he comes banging down their doors asking for legislative accomplishments and victories.
Last question.
Nothing else?
Anybody else? What's next for the party? DeSantis back home now. And he was obviously a big target during his presidential campaign. Is he going to remain at that kind of
Yes, because 24 is an absolute check on what he's done to this state. And it's not just him. Let me be mindful that none of this could have been accomplished if the people in that building back there didn't concede to all of his agenda items. And so it is going to be a reckoning come November when people in our state are going to say, wait a second, these are my representatives that I sent to Tallahassee and didn't focus on property insurance, didn't focus on affordability, and instead spend all of legislative session going after rights. That is all from the directive of Ron DeSantis. So while he is no longer running for president of the United States, we still need to deal with the policies that he's implemented here in our state, and we still have 2 more years of him. And so we are going to continue to be on the front lines, fighting back, but most importantly, supporting our candidates that are doing the good work, that are pushing issues that the people actually care about and is on top of their minds.
Like Representative King, who got elected thanks
Yes.
to the party and the grassroots organizers in Central Florida. His message was abortion rights and bring down the cost of insurance. The message of the Republicans was Tom Keene is tied to Biden. Well, yay! He won.
Thank you all so much. That wraps us up for the day. If you have any other questions, please see me. We'll work out a time after.
Thanks, everyone.